Hello beautiful people, and welcome back again to the channel. My name is Weena, for those of you that are new on here, and you are most definitely welcome. Please do well to like, share, subscribe and comment, and do those beautiful things we do on here on YouTube, okay? So as you already see from my title, still in the spirit of my 2nd year wedding anniversary, I'm going to be talking about practical lessons that I have learned during this period of being married. This video is going to help those that are engaged, help those that are considering getting married, and even those that are married, okay? I'm not a marriage expert or anything, and it's not like I've been married for the longest amount of time, but I think I have 1 or 2 things to say that will be of help to you. So let's get right into that. So the very first thing I've learned is to trust God. As basic as you might want to see it, it's actually very critical to trust God when you're married. Is marriage going to be rosy? Definitely not. Even a rose has thorns on it, so you're going to go through some certain things that your normal human mind would not even be able to comprehend or handle. But when you take God along with you, He makes it very easy. Okay, it's like buying a product, and the first thing you want to do, what do you want to do with that product? When you open the box, the first thing you see is the manual, right? To help you better operate that object or couple it up. That's how marriage is. Marriage is an institution created by God, and you have to keep depending on the manufacturer of that product. In quote, God is the one that instituted marriage. So it would be a bit foolish of you to go through the process without, consulting and carrying the maker of that product along. I don't know if I'm making sense, okay? You need to trust God, because God will help you, He will protect you, He will direct you, He will give you the wisdom and the knowledge to run your home. This reminds me of a common prayer my mother-in-law always prays for me. Anytime we call her or she calls me or my husband, she'll be like, I pray for you that the wisdom and the knowledge to run your home, God will give it to you, because it is God that gives, such wisdom. So never enter into marriage without God. Never go through the process of marriage itself without God. The next thing I've learned being married is that don't rush into marriage having babies. I feel like this particular one, people are going to come for me, but hear me out, right? So coming from a society where, you get married today, the next thing they want to see is a baby. Do you understand? There are even songs relating to that. This flavor song, in 9 months time we'll come visiting with a boy and girl, hey, and all those things. Having kids is wonderful. Would I want to have children? Definitely. It's a beautiful thing to experience, right? But I and my husband taking that 1 year after our marriage was so beneficial to me. I cannot even overemphasize, because when you're dating, right, dating is actually different from marriage. So that first 1, 2, or how many years, depending on whichever amount of time you want to take, I feel like the more time you take alone out of children with your partner, the better. Obviously, I'm not saying take 10 or 15 years, but I really hope I can convey my point to you. That first year in marriage, you get to know this person better. Like there is no child in the picture to interfere with the rhythm of your life as newlyweds yet. Do you understand? So don't rush into having babies. Instead, get to know your partner, figure out how things in the family would work out before bringing in a child. A child is a responsibility. You have to be ready and you have to be prepared for that. Don't go into the motherhood or the fatherhood phase without properly preparing for it. Do I regret taking out 1 year, okay, about 2 years, not bringing a child into the picture? Definitely no. Has there been pressure, from family members and friends or strangers? Not really. And even if there were, I don't care, because it's my life and I have a goal. The third thing I've learned in marriage is that you and your spouse should agree on finances and budget, monthly, weekly, daily, yearly, whichever one applies to you. You must have heard of this saying that the two most critical things that can, in quote, break a marriage or make a marriage is money and sex. To a point, that might be true. This topic of money, most people don't want to touch on it. Is a no-go area when it comes to some couples, but it's not supposed to be so. You guys are one, you guys are a team. So what is the financial state of this family? So like currently I'm not working, my husband does most of the expenses, but in my own little way I bring in ideas or I put in the work to make sure that we live around our budget. We discuss the financial, state of the house. Some of us as married people, our spouse don't even know how much we earn monthly. Like some of us are that secretive about our finances, and it is not supposed to be so. That's not even the will of God for our marriages. So financially you should be very, very transparent. Talk about your goals. What are your saving goals? What are your investment goals? What are your goals, for the house? Like for example, now I and my husband, by the grace of God, we are hoping that at a certain age, we'll be retired. There's a certain amount of money we want to save up so that when you are retired, you're not just relying on pension, or like it is in the Nigerian or the African community, relying on your children. I don't want that to be the case for my children, so have financial goals and set out steps to take to achieve those financial goals. Another lesson I've learned is that sometimes because you feel that, oh, you always have to be there for your husband, you have to be a good wife, you have to do things here and there. So sometimes you can get really, really overwhelmed. Some of us, because we've even gotten married, we've absolutely forgotten about our individual self. So take out time to be alone with yourself. You are an individual, you have your own personality. Take out time to go out with friends. Take out time to take care of yourself. Self-care is really, really a thing. In as much as you want to do everything with your partner, take out time to take care of you, because you can only give what you have. If you're always giving and you're not receiving, there will come a time that you will run empty, and that's not what you want. Take out time for yourself. You'll see that you'll be more refreshed, and you would even be capable to give more to your partner. So you might call it being selfish, but be selfish with yourself sometimes. Next, take out time to communicate and spend time with your partner and express gratitude. It's easy for us as adults to get busy with the things of life. In the morning you're waking up, you're going to work, you're back, you're tired, you just want to sleep, you just want to rest, yada yada yada. You do this Monday to Friday, no time with your partner. You kind of see that in a way you'll start drifting apart. So if it's 30 minutes a day, just take out that time that is for you and your spouse to chill. You can talk, you can laugh, you can watch movies, you can play games, You can talk about your day. Just, do things with your spouse that you both are interested in. You can even go on a walk. You can go grocery shopping together. Just, the list is endless. Just whatever you do, try to carve out time from your entire day to spend time with your spouse. If you guys are away, if it's video call, if it's playing online shared games, whatever, whatever comes to mind and whatever rocks your boat, just make sure that you spend time with your spouse, because it builds your friendship and it builds your bond. Next, do not I repeat, do not go to bed angry or give your spouse a cold shoulder. Okay, so if your spouse is doing something that you don't like, and yes, there must be something that your spouse is doing that you don't like. I've done things that my husband does not like, and he has done things that I don't like, but try as much as possible, because that's the temptation the devil wants to bring. Try as much as possible not to go to bed angry. Okay, like a vivid example, just almost recently I was trying to prepare my documents, to go for my passport appointment at the British High Commission. So my husband went with me, to get this document printed. So I had all the documents downloaded and put in a flash, thinking that, okay, when I get to the printing area, they'll just slot in the flash drive and print out my documents. So my husband went with me to this printing shop, and he has, printed documents there before. So this is me going to the counter with my flash drive, to like, oh, print, and they're like, oh, they don't print from flash drives, that I have to send it to their email. Then my husband now looked at me and like said, oh, you don't know that we're going to send it to their email? I was not like, you saw me yesterday transferring my files to this flash drive to come and print today, and you've come here to print documents. You could not even tell me that I was supposed to send it to their email. So he now said that, oh, that he's really sorry, he was not paying attention, and that's that. To be honest, even with the apology, I still almost like went to bed angry. And I had to just say it again, that honestly, what you did today, I did not like it. And there were hugs and kisses, and yeah, I totally forgot about it. So as much as you don't want to go to bed angry, look for a way, a mood, an atmosphere where you can express your feelings genuinely, not with anger or anything, so that you guys can move on from that and focus on better things. Because if you keep being angry, it piles up daily and then you just explode. So there's no point. You're a team, so try to communicate your issues better. Next lesson is marry who you love. Marry who you love, or you get why. Marry who you love, marry your friend. There's a reason why. Because if you marry for money, say you marry for money, you get into the marriage, 4-5 years down the line, all the money goes. So meaning you're going to leave the marriage. If you marry for fame, or if you're marrying for looks, you get married to this person, all of a sudden the guy that has 6 abs has 1 solid pack. What are you going to do about it? Leave the marriage? So make sure you marry for love. Marry your friend, okay? Marry somebody you see the future with. Marry somebody that you can laugh at, and just be silly with, literally. Because you see those butterflies you feel in your tummy, before 6 months clock for your marriage, like those butterflies are gone. And you now have to be intentional about your marriage. Like, it's that serious. You have to, now be intentional about it. Intentional about loving this person. Intentional about respecting this person. intentional about, serving this person. So make sure you marry for love. Next thing is, is a tricky one. Be affectionate. Be affectionate. A little kiss, a little hug here and there goes a long way, okay? And also the other business in the other room, it is very, very, very important, and it's very, very critical in marriage, okay? These little things matter. For example, you see that your spouse is stressed at work, a little come over here, all is going to be well, I'm rooting for you, mwah, mwah, goes a long way. So just be affectionate, be a kind person, know your spouse's love language, try as much as possible to fill up their love tank. Everybody has a love tank, so just make sure that you fill up your spouse's love tank. So be an affectionate person to your spouse. Another lesson is to seek help and guidance when you need it, okay? Life is a process, life is a phase, and you might not really know everything. In fact, you don't know everything. So when you are at a stage in your marriage where you actually need help and guidance, it doesn't make you any less of a person. Please seek help and seek guidance. Don't go about, complaining and, bringing down your partner or your spouse, especially to family members. Because say, for example, I'm always complaining of my husband to my father or my mother. Anytime he calls them, they'll just be like yimu, or just have an attitude towards him. Why? It's not because they don't like him, but they obviously love their daughter more than their son-in-law, sort of. I don't know if I'm making sense. So don't put your spouse in that position where he'll be scorned at, especially by family members and friends. Because when you complain to your family members and friends, they will always support you, that you're doing the complaining to them, because they love you, okay? So if you need help, most times I would advise seek spiritual help, maybe from your spiritual father in the Lord or your pastor, or get professional help, whichever one is the best solution for your situation. Do not feel any less of a person seeking for help. My last point will be no comparison. No comparison. Never, ever, ever compare your marriage with another person's marriage. Your marriage is your marriage. Never compare your marriage. See, the truth is, even in this age of social media, we see a lot of things, but that 5 minutes or 5 second or 30 second of somebody's relationship does not really show the absolute content of their marriage. Is it good to admire good things that happen in people's marriages? Fine, but never ever compare your marriage to another person's marriage. For example, a vivid example, because I'm a content creator and there's a content creator I know who is married as well. Her husband always features in her videos. They always do content together. But my husband, anytime I call him to come and do content, he doesn't want to do. Is it by force? Because another person's husband is doing content. Must your husband do content with you? Can't you do your content yourself? Little things like this can bring arguments, or somebody is doing financially better than you, or somebody just got a house, so your family too must get a house. That's not how life works. Do not ever compare your marriage with another. Like the saying goes, the grass is only greener where you water it. It is not greener on the other side. Where you water it, are you investing in your marriage? Make your marriage what you want it to be. Make your marriage what you want it to be. Invest in your marriage, and no comparison. Okay, so this brings me to the end of my video. Are you married? If you are, please leave down in the comments how many years have you been married for, and what lessons have you learned being married. Leave down in the comments section and I will be reading it. So before I go, a little prayer. I pray for my marriage and I pray for the marriages of everyone watching this video. I pray that we will all fulfill the purpose and desire of the Lord for our marriages, and our marriages will work because we are committed to make it work with the help of God in the name of Jesus Christ. So until my next video, I'ma see you guys later. So till then, keep winning. Bye.